Namaste, folks. I am Saroja Angade. I'm talking regarding targeted individuals. I have a few series. I'm trying to shed some lights on this covert crime, where they do few different kind of crimes. One is health attacking of the targeted individuals. So they torture the body and the mind of the targeted individual. The second one is voice to skull. They constantly hack into your auditory thing in your brain, where they are constantly, doing synthetic telepathy or neurotelepathy to you. And the other one is remote neural monitoring, where they take over or they hijack your nervous system control, like what is autonomous to you. They'll take over and remotely they'll do it for you. And the fourth one is gang stalking, like when you are trying to expose this crime, whoever you reach out to, they will go and mitigate that. And then Google, Facebook, etc., they all have parts in it so that this crime has been going on for a long time, for decades and decades and decades. The way that they come around to do that is called gang stalking. And the fifth one, what I call that as mass killing preparation, or the weapon of mass destruction. So I have been telling about the directed energy weapons. As of now, I think on my face there are a lot of things that they do. Suddenly my eyes and my face, everything goes down. They do some kind of beaming. See, right now I think they did some beaming here. Today is May 15th, 2020. I want to report some kind of a gang stalking where they induced an accident to me. A couple days ago, we have this COVID-19 going on. Fortunately, India is doing well thus far. On 12th, I was heading to some place to see something, which is not an ordinary. It's not my routine thing. It's something different. So I think that is the reason they did it. I don't know. But so they induced an accident. 2-3 days ago, I was riding this, two-wheeler. So this is an Active Honda two-wheeler, and this is what I was riding. I was on the street and I was riding. I wanted to take over one person on my left, and then I decided to slide over and then go on the other side. The next thing I know, I think I have they remote controlled my brain, and then they snapped my conscious just for a couple blinks. So I only, from the thought that I wanted to take over and then move faster, from that process to that, then my brain, I realized that I'm sliding down, I'm in an accident. There are two blinks, they took my memory out. So when you don't have a memory and then you are driving the vehicle, so what happens is that then you don't have a control, so you're going to have an accident. So I just slid down, nobody front or nobody side, or I didn't hit anybody, that's fine. But this is induced accident. The blink of 2 seconds that I cannot recall. And then when I got the conscious also, I knew who I am. I know where I was heading and what's the road I am on. So those things I remembered. But anything before and after, I couldn't recall. So it took about 10 minutes for me to recall something. Though there were some phone numbers on my phone, but those numbers were not making sense to me. Who is that? So what this task is related to. So I couldn't recall. In other words, there was only memory of, read-only memory kind of thing for the brain. So I had that one, but the entire memory was not there. So, and I can also tell you it is induced because only the 2 blinks that I do not recall what happened between when I decided to move and go fast versus as I gained my eyes in the memory and how that I was sliding. So only 2 blinks, they flipped me. I got into an accident, and I'll show you. See, this is the injury that I have incurred, and I could also show you the injury on my knee that I could show you, and also on my ankle I can show you. So if you see right now, my entire feet is swollen. This one, I think they are microwaving it so often and often and often, and they are beaming over. They are beaming over my feet and the injury area. The injured area, they are like every maybe few seconds, or maybe let's say maybe 60 seconds, they beam right on the spots, and that is where the energy is getting absorbed. And look at this. This is all like a swollen. And here, and this was supposedly a superficial thing, but then because they are beaming and I cover it, and it gets wet, and then it's getting bad. And so this whole thing is extra, and this is microwaved feet. It is not regular, and this is not due to accident, because I don't have any injuries on my ankle. So look at the ankle, how it is swollen. So this is due to microwaving. This is not the injury caused by my surface level scratches. Okay, so this entire, see, my feet is all swollen. So they are microwaving, and even the knee one around this entire area, a lot. I mean, it is all like they are doing a neurotoxin or something. This is like going numb. I mean, I do have medical background, so it's sometimes it's common for that to happen, but this is way too much. And when they are beaming on it, when they are beaming onto the area where it is hurt, we feel the pinch, the pinch when they are beaming, the kind of burning thing they do. So we can see that. And if I cover with the plastic, then that'll be gone. But if I put the plastic a lot of times, then you won't get healed, you see. So that's what they do. And the other thing, if I cover on that part, then they'll come here. If I cover this part, and then they come here. The switch is in a matter of seconds. It's like either this or that. There is no discontinuation in between. And if I cover up with some plastics over it, that protects, and then I won't feel their thing, and it can get healed. So I just want to let you guys know they are using remote neural monitoring, and where they blink your consciousness to get into accident. And there are their injuries. In the night, what they are doing is they're digging up my own wounds. In other words, they're beaming right into it. I don't know what they are doing, but it seems like you are going and doing not only just beaming regular hurting like we get all the time everywhere, needling. So this is some other part. They're literally digging, and one night I couldn't even take that, even though I covered with plastic and all that, and then still they were at it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this system, or this cruelty, they have the methods and techniques and the procedure to do it, and this is man-made. This is not something like, oh well, the accident is there, you're hurt, and that's part of healing. No, it's not. So this is the accident has happened on 12th. Today what we have is 15th. So there is a curve how inflammation comes in and goes out. There is a way how it works, but this is going beyond. Not only beyond, even when it is happening, the very next day it was all like gone, dried up. But then because I was covering in the night that time, but they started doing this digging from next day onwards. So this is bad, folks. So I'm talking about remote neural monitoring causing accidents. and then right beaming, the microwaving and all that, and then some like piercing some neurotoxins also into your own wounds. So these are all things that are happening. So again, I am Saroja from India. There are crimes going on against humanity. They are being covered up from all different possible ways. That includes all the departments, politicians, the police, and everybody in between, and the medical staff, psychiatrists. Everybody is doing this as part of it. U.S. Pentagon has a lot of patents about it. There are hundreds and thousands of victims. They've been reporting for many years. YouTube, Facebook are all part of it, because when you try to say something like this, then they immediately send you email saying that, you are not complying with your policy, so we need to discontinue your account. So that tells you that they are crooks. They don't let you tell all about this. Also, they will if you do not validate your own accounts, they will discontinue the accounts. So what that means is, like, the person who gone through this one about 50 years ago, let's say 60 years ago, and he is not live anymore, and he cannot verify his accounts, those videos are gone, meaning that proof is gone. So meaning this crime has been going on more, like way earlier than what you could imagine. There is a lot of work going on as to cover it, and whoever is trying to, verb it out, they attack them like that. So this is a place where I went something out of my way, something I needed to do, and this is what they did. They also have what is called like a prison, like, without four-walled prison kind of thing. Like they have, like if I jump around quickly, if I want to do something and if jump over, there is something that I feel in my ankle. They do something, they catch something. And I think this accident, when I was thinking something and I wanted to take over and then go, in my brain, in my thought process, I moved fast. Maybe they already have these neural signals, and that may be a little bit more triggered, and then maybe that's why they did it. Nonetheless, they are the criminals. You don't need to cover it up stating that, they are just the perpetrators. No. This is a criminal. This is one world order, new world order. Like right now I'm in, Bharat, which is India. We have our own government, but this one world order, or this deep state, or the whatever, Freemason kind of stuff, that's been going on behind the sitting government, not knowing about it. Even if they do, they're told something a little bit. So, and whoever, people like us, when we are trying to go out to complain, police and all, they're not heard about these things, and so they, they are washing it away. Anyways, so this is remote neural monitoring. There are crooks, criminals. They're using satellites and the remote buttons to cause your memory lapse, and then get you into accident, and then follow through, hurting your own organs. So basically it's indirect kill. So this is going on and on and on. This is fourth day. It shouldn't be like this. And then it gets red all the time, and it gets hot. Every minute it gets hot, and then like I go cool it out, and again it gets hot again, meaning they are beaming. When they are beaming, it hurts because it's already wet. When they beam at it, they needle it, so it hurts. And when they are needling, and if I put plastic and stuff, their needling stops. So this is, I have a lot of degrees. I do have a medical degree and all those things. The general public doesn't have much knowledge on it, so it's time that you learn, because the weapons have gone into next generation, and there are people who want to control the entire humanity. So that means enslaving, okay? So that's plain fact. Like somebody did, we haven't done anything this wrong that for them to come do it, and whatever they are doing, this is much more criminal than whatever we could have done. So, out of question, these people, whoever are controlling and doing, bad words to them, they need to be caught. But then that leads to a fact. The fact is, our brain does not have firewall. That remains true. And they can move our limbs. They can make go urinate. They can make me go the toilet. They can make instantly. Or if I don't listen, they will make it more the triggering also I can feel, or in certain places where I stand, this always there. So this is being planned and executed by these criminals. They think they are superhuman beings, and I would say my foot. So there are people I know who are suffering longer than I am. There are people who have been like just any stages in India, they are there. So this is an international crime, and internationally, using this biometrics, they can hunt down a person. So this is a hunting and haunting game going on by certain race stuff. So please, we need expert opinion for me to put this stuff in the court. I have gone through police and stuff like that in the court. For us to do a PIL, public information litigation, we need an expert opinion. So if anybody could come to help us, that would be great. So our website is www.covertenergytorture.org. Covert, COVERT, torture, TORTURE, energy, ENERGY, covertenergytorture.org. So please connect with us over there. We need to come together and we need to fight this off. We need to talk to our governments, because US, they have built these weapons and they are trying to sell it to make money and to control entire human beings. And the way that I'm telling, they are attacking me with the directed energy weapons on my wounds and stuff, that they have been doing it on a normal people also when they're not hurt, and they're causing knee pains and heart attacks, and those kind of things are going. This is part of depopulation agenda. So folks, a lot of crimes are going on. You need to contribute your part, so that our children, next generations, should know what humanity is all about. It shouldn't be going backwards. So in other words, like countries like US and all, they say it's a democratic country, but then they are going and doing all this kind of crap. So this is not good. Okay folks, thank you.